Hello, 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 everybody. So yeah, as you could tell, not only by the title of this video, but by its opener, I have indeed obtained a Dragon Warhammer on my Ironwoman. And no, this was not blind luck, as with some of the other items I've already obtained on my Ironwoman. This was a pretty hardcore grind. I believe I ended at 3726 Shaman. I did all my grinding with a crystal bow. Wasn't too bad. Took me a couple weeks. But I pretty much, was held prisoner there. I really didn't leave. I blasted through a couple mils worth of prayer potions. Used a lot of ranged pots. Used a lot of anti-poison pots. However, we got ourselves a nice farming level now, so we could be farming quadruple U roots. And yeah, made a lot of alchable GP off of shamans. Grabbed a lot of torstal seeds, which is also really big. My massive bulk of torstal seeds on this account absolutely stems from my shaman grind, which is pretty awesome. I'm really excited, as you know, so much content opens up with the Dragon Warhammer. So I'm absolutely interested in pursuing raids, God Wars dungeons, etc. The Dex Prayer Scroll is going to be the next pretty much biggest upgrade on this account. As you can see, the last time you checked in, my range level has also gone up quite a bit. Quite a bit. Actually, all the 81 to 89 grind was spent solely on shamans with a crystal bow. Probably recharged the crystal bow upwards of like 100 times. Maybe not 100, maybe around 50, which there's a lot of cash, but you're also making a lot from the alchables that you get from shaman. So it's like, not only did it end up balancing out, but it did more than that, which is nice. Yeah, but it's pretty comical how shaman's not a massive food dump, but I ended up using over 1,000 tuna, like well over 1,000 tuna. Used a couple thousand wines. Like I said, used a lot of prayer potions, which, I one-ticked for a bit of it, but not a lot of it. See, there, my one-tick skill is still pretty polished. That was perfect. Yeah, so what I will probably do for this video, since I don't have too much to ramble about, since it's, I just woke up and stuff, is well, I'll probably upload my first Vorkoth kill now that I have the hammer. It's gonna be pretty easy to sweep him, especially once I get Void, in my opinion. Absolutely. So once you get Void, you could stack it with the Salve Amulet, and landing hits on Vorkoth will be very likely, especially with the Dragon Defender. I've heard some say that BGS is actually better on Vorkoth than Dragon Warhammer. However, I kind of find that hard to believe, since on my original account, I did do a lot of Vorkoth, and I did most of it with the BGS because Dragon Warhammer is so much more expensive. However, even if BGS lands, if you get very lucky, you hit like a 40. It's still, it's not actually that much defense when you consider the fact that the Dragon Warhammer saps 30% per spec. I thought it was 10%. And if you pull up Fort Knott's defense here, 214. Yeah, okay, so okay. That's I could see how the BGS is better. Because you do need to land both. However, I think I believe Dragon Warhammer might come out to be slightly more efficient once your accuracy is really, really high, which it pretty much should be with Full Void, Salve high, and you know, your defender and attack pop. It's gonna be pretty unlikely that you miss the first hit, frankly. So yeah, that's what my grind is on now. So that I can finish up Elite Void. Which, you know, I only have, I don't even have mediums now in Western Province, but, you know, I have some chompy kills. I'm going to have more chompy kills. It's going to be great. Having Ava's final item is going to be amazing. I do want to get on a corrupted gauntlet grind pretty soon, as I've been doing some gauntlet. However, I need a little bit more polishing to get corrupted Unleaf to you know, a point of consistency. And you know, I'm gonna be using the Warhammer a bit. No Warhammer and corrupted gauntlet, of course. So yeah, with that, I will give you a couple clips of, you know, the farm, and you know, I'll probably edit the video together a bit. Unfortunately, I don't have a video of it dropping, as it dropped last night. It wasn't recording, and I haven't recorded most of it. And, you know, funny enough, I made the joke because I was actually talking to my friend about the mod Jed controversy and, you know, shit that he did when he was a developer for the game. You know, which of course he is now a cyber criminal, so, you know, good riddance. And in the middle of me ranting on about some of his worst deeds and the types of money you could make from real world trading in the game, you know, instances of him stealing $43+ billion off of single accounts, it dropped right then and there, and it interrupted me, and I instantly made the joke that Jack X was trying to silence me by dropping the Warhammer. But yeah. Well, I'll see you guys soon. Oh, and I can't remember if I mentioned it in this video or if I mentioned it in the version of this video that I was accidentally recording with my mic muted, but my partner and I will definitely be recording another massage video soon. We just moved up north, and so we've been getting set up, and I'm also just getting over COVID, which you might be able to hear in my voice, even though I'm usually whispering. And so that kind of sucked. I am vaccinated, but I'm not boosted, so the virus kind of took a pretty quick course, but there were a couple of days where I was quite ill, not feeling so great. But, you know, we're past that now. We're doing well. We have the Warhammer. And so yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side, and hopefully you enjoy some of my farming content. You can see how much I actually ended up progressing by the time I finished farming up. Yeah. Take care. Hello everybody. Today, I'm going to be doing a small soft-spoken video for a little update to my old school progress here. As you can see, if you've been following my old school videos, my Ironman has actually progressed quite a bit. And if you do play, you might recognize what exactly I'm going for, which is in the title of this video. Sorry about that. Now, oh wow. Kind of running out of antidotes. Oh, not really. Okay. Okay. Now, if there's one thing that is not being properly represented here, it is that I'm actually not on a Slayer task to be killing Lizardman Shaman, although it doesn't really make much of a difference. I don't believe you gain any greater range bonus with the Shazian helmet, and the Slayer helmet, you know, it's iconic. Plus, people here, you know, they'll assume I'm on Slayer task and, I don't know, maybe not compete with me. Not really, though. So, okay, a couple of updates here. Obviously, our stats are much higher than where they were, but, the big point is that my quest points are much higher. I'm at 266 now, which is pretty incredible, actually. It's very close to the quest cape. In fact, I would have the quest cape already if it weren't out of just laziness and unwillingness to grind. Oh. That's actually a crystal bow user right there. I don't really see too many crystal bows here. Here, I'll come back once I find a world. Yep, okay, and that was the world. Okay, so, now there is actually a setup to farm shamans without, see, I'm already taking damage there. Without using any resources, there's a safe spot. We're gonna flick here for now. So yeah, shamans are actually a rather relaxing grind. It's more the issue of how many you need to kill to obtain what you're actually grinding for, which is the Dragon Warhammer. It is a 1 in 5,000 drop chance. And as you could tell from this, 1 in 5,000 is pretty low, judging on how slowly these kills are. That was one kill, and, that was almost a good 60 seconds, maybe even more. Oh, and so you see here I am taking a bit of damage. This is just because I'm, I don't know, well, I don't really have a good excuse for it, I suppose. I'm just not paying much attention. There's a reason I bring food to these grinds. There's no reason not to. Your crystal bow pretty much couldn't even last a full inventory of prayer pots before needing to recharge it, so, like, it is what it is. It's no big deal. You want to make sure you don't get meleeed like I just did there. That's another way to lose a lot of health. They can hit pretty hard, like 30s, 40s. Which is the reason you don't really melee them, because their ranged attack also hits pretty hard. Now this is not actually the best in slot weapon, the crystal bow, of course. For like an actual budget mid-game setup, blowpipe would definitely be the best. Although on an Ironman, I would be pretty surprised if you were able to muster the blowpipe charges for like a full Dragon Warhammer run. That doesn't seem very, and I ate that out of order. It just doesn't seem very realistic at all. It'd be pretty cool if we could snag a Dragon Warhammer drop on screen in particular. Although that probably won't happen, as I've grinded for like 10 hours so far. Maybe not 10, but at least like 7 to 8. Or 6 to 8. I know the number keeps going down. And I've only recorded about 10 minutes, but you'll never know. I know there's someone you could talk to in the Shazian battlefield who will let you in on how many lizardmen you've actually killed. And by the way, to anyone who may possibly comment that rune crossbow outperforms crystal bow here. Empirically, that's wrong. Theoretically, on the spreadsheet, for whatever reason, multiple DPS spreadsheets I've used make claims that rune crossbow with broad bolts slightly out DPS's lizardman shaman. It's not even close. Not only does the crystal bow slightly out DPS it, but the crystal bow can pull up to 10,000 more ranged experience an hour, which is about a 20% increase from rune crossbow. Like, if you're being diligent, flicking every single ranged attack and rebuffing about every 4 minutes, yeah, it really isn't a competition. The only perk is that you might, and this is a really hard might, you might end up with more kills per pots with a crossbow because you can equip a +4, +5 prayer bonus with Valley Shield or Book of Law, but as an Ironman, I'm not going to have a Book of Law, which might actually close the gap a little bit because of the accuracy. Lizardman Fang, I'm still a very ways away from mounted Xerix. That is Fuchsia. But we're grinding now. Pick up every Lizardman Fang drop. Get those talismans. Get that moolah. After this kill, I'll probably set up another dab since I took only a very small one before. My dab is actually melting. Dab, but not father. So, actually, I might go throw that in the fridge before I do that. It's not hot in my basement. In fact, it's the total opposite, so I don't know why it was so melted. Could just be the type of shatter I had, because shatter, it's supposed to shatter. I mean, it will melt if you get it hot enough, but it will absolutely shatter if it's a proper temperature. So yeah, we're gonna chill that shit out. And yeah, this is the shadow. Not the shadow, the Lizardman Shaman grind for the Dragon Warhammer. The price cost, not bad. You absolutely are making your pure GP back as an Ironman just by picking up the Alks. Like, see there, it's a Rune Chain body. I'll show you what my Alk tab looks like. Which is not just from this, it's from a lot, but I would say the last, mill is probably from Lizardman. That's mostly in rune items. I also have some Alks saved up from a few gauntlet runs, and, Slayer, of course. I was on the Ancient Spell book for a while. In fact, I forgot I switched over right before this video so that I could Alk. Let me give you an idea of what kind of gold you could be expected to make here. But now, it's not the GP that's the issue, of course. If you're running a slightly quicker method like this, you're chugging prayer pots pretty quickly. I used one prayer pot in about 8 minutes, and that was with pretty good flicking, some missed flicks, and then some spent flicks. And I got a couple Lizardman kills already, so, it's not terrible. I could probably pull almost 5,000 Lizardman kills with the prayer pots I have saved up. But I don't want to use all my prayer pots getting my Dragon Warhammer, right? So, whether I'm trying to make up some prayer pots, maybe in between very long grinding sessions, or whether I switch to the safe spot for a while, we'll have to see. I most likely will switch to the safe spot, though, at some point just to test it out, as I'm sure the kills per hour can really only go down by a couple, which is a lot, because you run Lizardman for so much time, hourly, so, but still. Set the range there, we were probably actually a little late on that refresh. Another rune item, of course. My stomach is actually quite blobbing out this morning, which is fine. It's not in too much pain, it's more discomfort, so I'd rather it be in discomfort than pain. For making an ASMR video, I can't really make it when I have like actual stomach pain, like pain. You see there, they drop noted herbs, which is pretty nice. I have an herb bag, so I don't actually benefit. Actually, I don't benefit at all from them being noted, but I think that's kind of a way for them to moderate you, ironically, because they probably assume that you're gonna have an herb sack by the time you get here. Well, I know that when the shaman loot table was created, the herb bag probably did not exist, so I kind of take that back, but at the same time, they could have changed it if they wanted to. Make it more punishing for medium players and more rewarding for slightly higher players by making them unnoted, but it also makes it easier to pick up, so there's a big, I don't know. Yeah, so you see here, my blowing through prayer pots is no joke. You do use them. Now, I have like upwards of slightly over 700 in my bank, which is a lot, right? It's a lot of mils. Yes, grab that free herb XP, absolutely. That was actually my genie dropping off a dragon warhammer for me on this loot table, so thank you. Nope. I haven't actually killed too many yet. I'd say I'm probably about to pass like the 900 mark pretty soon, which is not too bad. We're coming up on like 25%-ish through the population curve, or well, 20%-ish rather. And statistically, that's not so much your likelihood of getting it, but a better way to read that statistic would be the number of people who, if sampled at a large enough sample size, that's the percent of people who would have already gotten it. So it doesn't really serve to speak on any individual drop or any individual person, because the drop is 1 in 5,000 every time for an individual person, but for a sample size, it's a little bit easier to group people together and say this or that about probabilities. And that should be reflected in your observations, and it is. So there you go. Earth Battle Staff. There's also a Mystic Staff drop, which is pretty nice. I believe I did grab one. These Mystic Staffs are worth like 20k each. Really nice. Free gold. So you can pretty easily see already how you would pay back your crystal bow if you're already down to the cheapest recharge. Now, I'm not down to the totally cheapest recharge, but I'm getting pretty close. Sorry, my furnace kicked on pretty loud, which is quite unfortunate because it's actually pretty warm out today despite being pretty windy. Oh, and I think a really funny aspect to getting a Dragon Warhammer drop on one of these videos would be that I probably won't be able to contain my noise once I drop it, once I grab it rather, so in an actual video I upload, I would have to probably edit the actual sounds. However, since any Dragon Warhammer drop is pretty much worthy of its own clip, just for personal use, even if you don't want to share it with the very cringy people of Reddit or forums who don't really care about achievements of other people. It's nice to have just on your own that raw audio. You could kind of relive the moment, show it to people who don't believe you. I don't know who the fuck wouldn't believe you though, or why you would care. You get what I mean though. Do it for yourself. That's my point. Sure. See here, we should actually have a blessing on for another prayer bonus. That's my bad. But that is a pretty significant mistake. That would have lost me a lot of prayer points if, say, I had like 30 potions with me instead of just one. I also don't have a holy wrench, which I should grab. So yeah, take some. Take my stuff as a cautionary tale that you could absolutely get in the rhythm of this and then gear up too quickly without really paying attention. And so this one will definitely be the Dragon Warhammer drop, because I talked to Mod Jet and he actually hooked it up already. So after this, we're going to be set to do some more serious raiding. Wow, the Dragon Warhammer. Excellent. I didn't realize it's only worth 20k now. I guess a lot of bots here at Shamans. So yeah, we're actually already above 100k cash stack just from alkables. Haven't been here very long at all. And so I will absolutely be netting gold. However, the unfortunate part is that there's no way to turn that gold back into prayer potions. So you're always netting a loss here as an Ironman. That's the case in like all super heavy grind content. So, you know, just be prepared. Ooh, I also have to be prepared that my RuneLight plugins are not working. Yeah, okay, so... yeah, okay, so a skills necklace one would absolutely show up in the ground as an untradeable, which means if /1 Dragon Warhammer drops before RuneLight is caught up to the update, I will... I'll just see it on the ground, no text, no anything. That would be pretty dope. I keep the pink name on for the high loot. Just specifically because I don't want to lose things. I've lost items. I've lost untradables, especially like ancient shards. Losing Ranar, especially Snapdragon seeds, really fucking sucks, so don't do that. I will get a chat notification for Dragon Warhammer though. I'll get a bunch, followed by like 100 from my clan. My stomach is making such noises. What I was planning on doing, just because I've really been relaxing to Lizardman Shaman, grinding my range while doing it. I was probably gonna go to a coffee shop, pick up some decaf coffee, come back, and do this for the next few hours, honestly. You know, considering that I'm constantly at a shot to get the Dragon Warhammer on this account during this grind, I think this is pretty much the most efficient way to be training my ranged overall. Probably take some damage there. Nope. Cause let's see here. Yeah, cause I make it like, like I said, especially if you're flicking, you should be able to get like up to 45,000 XP an hour. Crystal bow. It's pretty good. I mean, for being able to grab a Warhammer from this. It's excellent. I mean, where else are you going to be grinding? A place like Nightmare Zone is a complete waste of time on an Ironman, and it's especially a waste of time considering all the other grinds that have been added to the game because you're an Ironman, such as Dragon Warhammer. Like, does the average person need to grind for a Dragon Warhammer? Fuck no. Why are they going to do that? It's like 60 mil. It's not even 60 mil anymore. Go do literally anything else and make 60 mil. Some people go months and months dry on the Dragon Warhammer, for Christ's sake. Like, it's a pretty notorious weapon at this point for being difficult to obtain. as much as I'd love to be coming here for Slayer tasks, the Slayer tasks are not too long, and I'm on a gargoyle task right now, as you might have saw before, so that's going to take a little bit to complete. I'm not going to skip a gargoyle task, just because the gold is going to be worth it. And I did put a big dent in my cash stack doing the first few purchases of the crystal bow. I spent like 2.5 mil recharging it so far, but it's gonna be pretty permanently cheap / like almost free soon, so I don't really care. It was worth it, and it's something I had to get done anyways. Coal, pick that up. The coal has definitely been adding up as well. Obviously, not nearly as fast as like MLM, but it's adding up. I'll tell you. I don't really bother picking up the iron ore, although now that I'm back on regulars and can alk, I probably will, because it'll add up. And even purchasing it from the store, I mean, it's cheap, but it's kind of a pain, right? Running back and forth. 27 slots per trip, I mean, come on. I'm really actually feeling it this time. Oh, so probably the 2 worst drops I have, which will most likely be the fucking thumbnail of this video, are going to be 2 curved bones. Man, I got 2 curved bones within like 5 kills of each other here. That's depressing, man. The curved bone has a less drop chance than the Dragon Warhammer. The curved bone sits at like 5,039. Like, are you serious? To get 2 of them, it's depressing, man. But what are you gonna do? I also got 2 redwood seeds, which are 1 in like 3,000s. So, you know, I'm poking around RNG. I'm poking around that late end of the loot table. I just hope I can pull something big. I'm American, so I don't really follow any soccer / European football shit. But a lot of you RuneScape players are English, Australian, so you'll do. See, I don't even know if the World Cup is this year. I swear the World Cup just happened last year, but I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. Well, actually, the World Cup should be coming up. If I'm correct, I swear the World Cup are my freshman years of high school and college, so. Unless it's sophomore year, then it should be coming up. We're 5 years out from me becoming a freshman. No, wait, no. We're further. The world. Wait. Nah, man, I'm confused here. Yeah, I got no fucking clue. We might be confused. It might be coming up in like a couple weeks or in like 3.5 years. I got no idea. It's probably one or the other, though. Sorry, I shouldn't be sniffling on mic there. I'll try to edit those out. I'll probably stop recording my voice soon. I probably will grab a lot of footage just in case. You know, I'll have the game in full screen for that though. I want to be able to see. I'm playing in quite a low resolution right now. And I just like the crystal bow in here, even if the rune crossbow slightly outperformed it. Well, okay, if it did slightly outperform it, it would be really hard to justify, but the crystal bow is pretty great, especially because it's very viable in the safe spot as well. So what I'll probably do is finish off this inventory and try out the safe spot. Yeah, I wonder if there are quicker setups than what I was using. Some of the setups looked a little slow, like for example, I might actually be losing out on like 50% of kills. Or not 50, 33% rather. Which would be really big. I mean, it would be slightly negated by the lack of prayer use. However, I mean, this is going to be one of the biggest prayer grinds like in the game that I'm ever planning on doing. You know, this in particular, like specifically this, is one of the reasons that I even sorry, I'm just trying to see if I can time this here. It also kind of gives you some insight. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm always excited to see if I'll get a rune and dragon Warhammer drop in sequence like that. Nope. It's just, you know, it's just a little game I play with myself every time a rune Warhammer drops. Much unlike the game I play with myself when a curved bow drops, which is a cry and then bitch in clan chat. I can't bitch though. Some of the people in my clan chat went pretty dry here. Oh, not too dry. I think the worst instance is a character named Chinese, by the way. Or a person, rather, not a character. Person named Chinese, by the way. Went like 800 dry or something, like top 10 crystal gauntlet kill count just to get his first enhanced crystal weapon seed for, you know, the enhanced crystal bow, which is insane. It's not good. It's fucking scary. I mean, that's a 1 in 400 drop chance. Going 4 or 5 times over puts you in like the 98-99% bracket. And that kind of sucks, right? You are not really destined to end up on that bell curve. Yeah, especially just because I've been, like, into it. I'm probably going to grind Lizardman for at least a couple more days straight. Like I said, there's pretty much just no reason not to with the ranged XP I've been getting from it, because I've been really lazy with training ranged, and training ranged with Slayer is great. Getting 87 Slayer would be great, but did a lot of Slayer yesterday. I'm halfway to 87 Slayer. When I want to AFK later today, like when I start eating or whatever, I'll probably chill, do my gargoyle task, maybe try to fish for another lizardman task, just to, you know, spark up my kill rate for another 100 kills, whatever. Wish I could show you an example of how much worse the rune crossbow is here. The accuracy on the rune crossbow pretty much pales in comparison. And, you know, that's not just the accuracy percent. It's really when you're looking at shots per second. You could just lose so much time with bad RNG on a rune crossbow. And now over like thousands and thousands of lizardmen. Of course, that should balance out. But I'm gonna be honest, it almost doesn't seem like it will ever balance out, if that makes any sense. I mean, again, DPS calculators kind of put rune crossbow slightly above, but I have a feeling that that is a symptom of just a larger issue as a whole with DPS calculators trying to calculate range damage specifically. If anything, it seems like ranged has always kind of been A, the less predictable one, but B, slightly more obscurely coded than we've been led to believe. But who knows? Some people will have you believe that they totally cracked the game's code. I don't understand how you could think that when Jagex admits time and time again and showcases the fact that RuneScape is a bunch of fucking spaghetti code. Not just the game, but like literally the engine itself. So how could you say that? I mean, isn't there a Chambers of Xeric boss that is unpatchable, where he sometimes just keeps going back to the anvil, lets you kill him, like for best in slot loot? Like what? I mean, come on, guys. How could you say you know exactly how range gear works with all the 20 different factors, Slayer Helm, running around kiting shit? Like no. No. Definitely not. That was a big issue with WoW too. Vanilla WoW when it came back. I'm pretty sure I talked about this in one of my videos, but I was pretty competitive in vanilla WoW when it came back. Getting up to rank 285 on one of the bosses on my rogue, which is, as a rogue, okay, when you're looking at high-level guild speedrunning in phases 1, 2, and 3 especially, rogue and warrior are the two top performing, and so raids are oversaturated with rogues at the top, like 1,000-2,000 level, and so I was competing with them in a casual guild. It's very good. But, in communities like that, I noticed a lot of people were placing very hard emphasis on, spreadsheets and certain statistics that they couldn't possibly know. I would be hard-pressed if the developers even understood exactly how some of this stuff in WoW worked with its calculations, and WoW was much more obscure than RuneScape in a lot of ways. A lot more hidden statistics, a lot more scaling statistics. RuneScape has pretty linear scaling with most stats, etc. WoW pretty much has no linearity to it, I would argue, at all. Even level and weapon skill have no linearity to them, which makes things impossible to pick apart. Like, unless you get a fucking code dump and you understand exactly what you're looking at, which, I mean, again, I don't know how you could possibly do that, as many devs don't even understand how the code executes, even if they wrote it. Then yeah, how could you do more than take a very educated guess? That was also very frustrating. This lizardman tail is trying to beam me over here. is Herblore quick. Nope. Yeah, wow, I let that range pod drop. I swear I've been trying to click them and it has not been working. Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, the safe spot doesn't sound like too bad of an idea because even if the safe spot setup fails, it doesn't sound like it would be too big of a deal because I now have Shazian armor. I could always keep it in my inventory to do a quick swap if anything goes wrong. As you see here, I also grabbed an archer's ring, got that imbued, so that's +8 ranged attack and defense, which is pretty nice. Nice, that was a pretty quick shaman kill. Oof. Red Vambrace is always troll me. Alright everyone, so I'm probably going to wrap it up there. I'm going to go back to watching my series. I'm doing another rewatch of Mr. Robot. And, like I said, I'll probably keep the recording going for a bit. I'll have to see, because the resource consumption is pretty nasty, especially space, if I'm going to be recording in 1920. You know, definitely not going to be recording at a high bit rate if I'm going to be doing this for a lot of my shaman kills, so we'll see. Unfortunately, it's very possible that when I get the Dragon Warhammer, you're going to end up looking at a screenshot rather than getting my full reaction. Although we might just have to flip the record on anyways if it comes at an opportune time. Either way, take care and wish me luck. Especially if you see this and you have any idea how notorious the Dragon Warhammer grind is on this game and on an Ironman. Some people go like 17 months dry, like settled. Now, obviously, he was not grinding for all 17 months, but yikes. I'd say of grinding all day, every day, well, all day, every day. That's the guy who went extremely dry on CG. Alright, well, take care. And goodbye.